bring people together and build a community quite easily because I was so passionate about it. And so that has turned into a yoga events company in San Diego. I do events in wineries, I do workshops for vision boards. And for me, what the most important part of these yoga classes and gatherings are is just to introduce people to the movement. My goal is to get people on the mat and doing movement. It's ego-free. There's so much pretentiousness in the yoga community. It drives me nuts. So I want to bring people together, have a good time, have a glass of wine, and really just have some fun. And I've created some great friends out of it. And I've also actually created kind of an accidental second business. Some other yoga studios in the area have seen the success that I've had and the seemingly easy way that it's happened. It's been a lot of late nights and Googling, how do I do this? So I've taken that knowledge and I've started to help consult other yoga studios and help them, build social media and get their website together and create a really strong message so that their ideal client is coming to them versus them just hopelessly posting on social media hoping someone walks in the door. So that's kind of a nutshell of what I do.
I'm Sue. I'm a very specialized attorney. I represent business owners after they've been sued. So hopefully I'm not for any of you. What I do is if you have any type of liability insurance, general liability or submissions, malpractice, I hope if you all have business, you have all that. But if you get sued, it's when you claim to the carrier and they say they saw your premiums all those years, but you're not covered, you're screwed, you're on your own, then you would use me to help you get the coverage that you thought you bought. So again, not here to get clients because I hope you never know.
What does bring you here?
Just networking with other, not networking in a business sense, but just, I don't know, I like to be social. I work generally from my house. It's nice to get out of the house and just hear other people's stories.
Hi, I'm Bryna Kranzler. I'm a writer, editor, author, and essay coach. Almost 100% of my clients, essay coach. That's specifically and particularly for Asian students who are applying to business schools in the U.S. Gather their background with a few other team members and discuss with them how to tell their story to get the message across to the most competitive schools in the world. That just kind of evolved. But in any event, so sometimes I do have clients I work with over video, but often it's just by email, and yet we still develop a very nice relationship. My business is incredibly cyclical. From October through beginning of January, I didn't have time to breathe. Now I got plenty of time. So it was easy to come out today. But that's what life is like as a freelancer.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm Tina, and can you hear me back there? And I am a holistic psychotherapist with a yoga and health coaching background. And as an adjunct to that, I also do dating and relationship coaching and matchmaking for singles who are on the higher end of the emotional intelligence, self-awareness spectrum, or want to work towards that so that they can find deeper, more meaningful relationships.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm a media consultant. I run a video production business, and I just wanted to get out and see some of the people in the area here because, man, it's a long time in the house. Staring at screens, and this is good. This is good.
Hi, I'm Rob Gordon. I'm here mostly to get out of the house myself. I don't have a good elevator speech. To tell you the truth, I'm a little bit lost in the woods these days. The short answer would be technical writing and grant writing. I have been getting a few gigs, but I haven't really got to the next level of business. Got some bad news this week. A business coach that I had funded through a state agency, there's some kind of complication with the paperwork. We were really matched up. I had him for 2 hours a week for four months, and it was funded. So that was kind of some bad news because I was kind of planning on that. But I'm optimistic about this year. Last year kind of sucked, but for some reason we seem to be starting off with the right foot this year, so I'm good.
Hi everyone, my name is Yvette Piazza. I'm also an attorney and I do family law and immigration. I just opened up my own practice after being out on the East Coast. I was a prosecutor out there and decided that I wanted to come back home-ish, where I went to law school, and do what I want to do and have more time for my family and myself, and so live the dream. So here we are, and it's, as a solo practitioner, it's nice to get out and talk to people, not in a legal consultation setting, so that's what brought me here today. So thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. I'm Brian Coffey. I am a freelance video motion designer. Work with agencies and clients around the country. I'm just out here. I try and come every month. I don't always make it, but get out of my house. I work from home a lot. I work on site a lot. I do a lot of videos. I'm here to look at continually thinking growth and moving into a space. Maybe get an intern, a couple people below me. So that's what I'm constantly trying to think of, like, how to grow a little bit more, take this thing.
Hi, I'm Jan. I'm originally from here. My background in personal training and strength training, and in 2008 I came home to take care of my mom, and then she passed. So I kind of went into like the retirement aspect. But I'm like, hey, I'm only 60. I'm probably gonna live another 20 years. I'd like to get out. My specialty is called periodization, and I do a beach workout, and I just I had a new hip put in, and I found something that really works, especially because the left hip is going to, and I'm like, okay, the beach workout is where it's at. So.
Awesome.
I'm Lindy. I don't know which way to look.
Just wherever.
I'm a writer, and I'm from Canada, and I just moved here about a year ago with my green card, so I'm starting from scratch, building client. And
What is a writer? Technical writer?
no,
copywriter?
some magazines, do actually writing, communications, and I just came back from Canada for a month, and I had 5 snowstorms while I was there. So coming up the rain is nothing. I think you guys have never it rains and nobody goes anywhere. But yeah, basically I've been trying to come here for a year and just to meet people and start get a folks to work from home. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, who people work from home? That's why you're here. All right.
My name is Chelsea, and I don't work from home. I work downtown, but I live right around the corner from here. I just live in. And I run a financial planning practice that I just started. And I came from the automotive industry where I worked 11 years almost, and I kind of changed the pace. I've always worked in customer service, and I really just like people in general. So and I'm new to the networking thing, but I'm trying to get out and meet more people in my community and see where my goes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joe. I'm a financial coach, very different from a financial advisor. Please don't confuse the two. I help people take control of their money and get them out of debt. It's an amazing thing that I do. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the people that I see improve their lives and stuff like that. With that being said, I came out for coffee today. But I enjoy what I do. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the people. I'm not trying to sell them this stuff.
I'm Evan. I moved here from Chicago in June, and love and go venture, so rain is no problem. And I'm a business and organization coach. Very new, very fresh. I would love to actually touch base with you a little bit more excited, but yeah, I help businesses come together and work toward a common goal and fix broken teams, be productive, et cetera, and I do the same for personal. So yeah, that's it. And then just kind of doing the meetup thing, especially in San Diego. So I am going to every meetup I can find that has anything to do with me, or what I think might have anything to do with me, and finding the right, finding the right round of people is okay.
We're still fine right now.
Just moved here from Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Can you speak louder? We can't hear back here.
My name's Dan. I just moved out here from Pennsylvania, New Jersey area about 3 months ago. Before that, I was working as an engineer for about 9 years. Didn't like that, so I quit, packed my car, moved out here. The intent of building a career as an online writer, focusing on like the personal development space. Now, transitioning more into like the marketing, like the direction of digital marketing. So I'm just out here to meet like-minded people. What else?
My name is Venancio. I own and operate Mission Minded Moving and Hauling. It's a large item deliveries and junk hauling business. Started it because I lost my job 2 years ago, and so second time for everybody else ever again. Just gonna do my own thing, and pays well. Get to help people out that don't want to lift heavy things, and pretty much it. It's just, get to help people, have my own schedule, and that's why I do this. Have my own little freedom, and get to live here in San Diego, PB, right down the road, and it's a good time. I enjoy it. It's fun, and here to meet new people. And obscurity is the biggest threat to anybody's business, so gotta put yourself out there. That's why I'm here.
Hi everybody, my name is Dan. I do e-commerce, specifically Amazon. I also try for live on the side. I quit my job at Westmead College a year ago. Started working self-employed, and I basically started my business in used books. So I'm all over Goodwills, thrift stores, Salvation Armies, and I pick up used books and just basically throw them on eBay. And I'm here because I talked with my girlfriend and my roommates here off about my business. So I'm here to maybe shift that over towards you guys.
Hi guys, I'm Paul Wells. My wife and I own an international nurse recruiting company. International what? An international nurse recruiting company, so I don't think they're going to smell commission breath on me. My wife's been doing it 25 years. I retired a couple years ago and was bored with tears. I just told Greg I was bored with tears. Be careful what you wish for. And so I'm doing the sales and marketing for her. We spend about 4 months a year here in San Diego. I was born and raised out in El Cajon. We spend 6 to 8 months a year in Colorado. So if I don't come, don't take it personally. We are here. And my wife's English, so we have a couple months in English. She has a house in English. I'm here because one of my goals in 2019 was to be around positive, like-minded people. I am so tired of negative bullshit and listening to these people complain about everything. I shut my Facebook down. I want to be around people that want to go for it. The past is behind us. I'm moving forward. And so I'm hoping to might meet some like-minded people, and I've got some business goals that I'm trying to reach. One of them I'm very interested in talking to you. I was telling Greg, I'm looking for some video production. So even though he didn't say it, I brought it back up. So it's nice to meet everybody, and look forward to getting a little better.
All right, well I'm Greg, and I'm a business coach, and I've been mastering my craft as a student, as a teacher for about 26 years. So I grew up here in Point Loma, and I started actually my coaching practice down here. I'm living up in North County now. My practice has morphed and changed throughout the years, and I'm truly on a new and exciting path in terms of working with people in a very unique way that's counterintuitive and perhaps flies in the face of most traditional personal growth and personal health realities out there. So it really excites me. One of the reasons I think all of you are here is that you realized for yourself that left on your own, you're your own worst enemy. And that's it. That's really the topic here today is state of mind, hidden variable behind high performance. So that's really what I want to talk about is state of mind being the hidden variable behind high performance. So first of all, human beings, I think it's important to understand, human beings don't do good isolated. Now, our prison system locks people up as punishment because it drives them batshit crazy. If we look at some of the soldiers that are defending our country, the ones that are out in the middle of nowhere, with no action, they're the ones that are most problematic because they got nothing going on except them and their minds and nothing to do, and their state of mind compromises their well-being. When a human being's mind is compromised, they do unimaginable things in the world, and it's those unimaginable things that haunt those people when they come back. And sometimes the people who are on the front lines, you would think, that are dealing with things and engaged in all the action, you'd think that they would be the ones suffering the most trauma. But it's really the ones that are left on their own devices, alone, locked up and cocooned away in their own little world with no action, that the mind gets the best of it. Okay, so I think that's really relevant as we check in and look at everybody's doing their own thing. We're working on our own. And if we don't understand this hidden variable, what I call state of mind, it can get the best of us. And it will impede and interfere with performance, efficiency, and the sustainability of any business. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about today. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody here already kind of knows what I'm going to talk about because it's so obvious, but it's unrecognized. The reason I call it the hidden variable is that you're not seeing it, it's sneaking up on you as a blind spot. Okay? So state of mind, everybody here has probably gone through several different states of mind today. Okay? And you may have recognized some of them, you may not, but our state of mind is in direct correlation with our ability to perform and do well as entrepreneurs and business owners. And it's hidden, and if you ask most people, well, what's your strategy for improving your business? What they'll be doing is working and focusing on what I call the visible variables. All the things they think they should be doing, their websites, their marketing, their social media, all of this, and it's never ending, and they wear themselves out chasing all of these multiple variables in an attempt to improve their situation. And I'm suggesting there's nothing wrong with those, but that's the wrong place to start. Okay? And the place to start is your state of mind. Your state of mind. So I'm privileged to be part of a global revolution that is disrupting the way business is being done. And it's doing business from what I call the inside out. It's the inside out revolution to high performance. And the first thing is to understand your state of mind. That's all I have to say. Does that make sense to you guys? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like this concept, if anybody's been around personal growth, spirituality, anything, most people have stumbled into the idea that state of mind or our thinking has something to do with the quality of our life and the level at which we perform. Yes? Mm-hmm. So this is not rocket science. Unfortunately, most people don't understand the nature of mind, consciousness, and thought, and as a result, they're making things worse than better, just because they understand thought. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, everybody knows that if their thinking or their state of mind is in the weeds, negativity, pessimism, whatever it is, that's going to affect their ability to perform and the quality of life and how connected they feel with other people and, ironically, the opportunities that are around them. Yes? Yes. And then once you see that, you go, wow, I have a bad attitude. Like that's the first sign of waking up. It's like, holy smokes, I didn't realize it, but my state of mind is not ideal. So the innocent misunderstanding of thought compels an individual to get involved in thought. and to come up with some better thought or some positive thinking and all of that. So this is because people and human beings know the power of thought. They know the power of mindset has something to do with it. But they want to interfere and get involved. Okay? So what I do is I help teach people to understand the nature of thought. It's nothing to be afraid of. And I teach them that thought is constant. It's always changing. That's why I said every one of you have had a multiple state of mind happening this so far today. You might have started off feeling great, then you're not feeling not so great, feeling disappointed, feeling discouraged, things didn't go. So it's fluctuating all the time. Now, I've done a lot of teaching and a lot of training. When I go around, I ask people, how do you explain the change in your state of mind? How do you explain the fluctuation of your state of mind throughout the day? How do you explain that? And what people start to do is they look outside of themselves to explain it. Well, I got into an argument or I didn't see eye to eye with a client or a vendor or a business partner or my significant other. That's what affected my state of mind. Okay? Or it's like my state of mind's fluctuated because, oh my God, I just found out my website's been hacked. Which is true, my website was hacked. But it's like, so when people look to explain their state of mind, it's like, well, how are you doing? Well, I'm not doing so good because I'm all alone at home. So that's how they would explain their state of mind. I don't have enough human contact. Why are you so bummed out? Well, if you saw my bank account, you'd be bummed out too. Okay, so the tendency for human beings is to look outside of themselves to explain their state of mind. Okay? And it's a very innocent way to look. And if they can't figure out, they can't find something here, they're tormented with anxiety and stress of not knowing where the source is. So they start making stuff up. They go on WebMD and look for, why am I feeling so shitty? Maybe it's my biochemistry. Maybe it's the weather. I know why my state of mind's changed because you can't see the sun. I'm a Southern California guy and it's raining. And so, by the way, that's a new pathology in the psychological DMS, whatever it is about, is that people's states of mind, the weather is responsible. That's a diagnosis now, right? So human beings are innocently trying to explain moment by moment how to make sense of their experience. They have no clue. And as a result, they get buried under what I call extraneous thought, looking to explain what's going on the inside. Okay? Now, in working with people, what I share is something very, very simple. I'll share it with you here. It's easy to get intellectually. But usually I spend about 3 days with people, engaging with them until they can see it for themselves. Beyond the intellect, where it drops into a knowing, a seeing, and once they see it, they can never not unsee it. Here's the missing link to state of mind that is overlooked. Your state of mind is simply a result of feeling or thinking in your moment, period. Let me say that again. Whatever experience you're having, you have to understand, state of mind is your experience you're having in the moment, state of mind. And your state of mind is simply a function of feeling your thinking in the moment. So when we feel our thinking in the moment, the combination of that gives us a mood or an attitude or a state of mind. Now what's really important and why this is the hidden variable of high performance is that you can never, ever outperform your state of mind. Let me say that again. You can never, ever outperform your state of mind. Okay? Now here's a perfect example in my mind that points to this. Everybody heard of a guy named Tiger Woods? Okay, so Tiger Woods. You look at his career, phenomenal golfer, unstoppable, at the pinnacle of his career, right? And then what happened? He had some personal issues. personal issues, I'm suggesting compromise his state of mind. Okay? And in that compromised state of mind, what happened to his game? Bam! Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. This is the hidden variable that people like myself work with professional athletes, billionaires, millionaires, people in marriage and family and counseling are bringing this out. We're taking this into prison systems, prevention, world prevention, and all of that. Because state of mind is the hidden variable to a high quality, high performance life. Okay? So that's all I do is I teach people that. Now, what happens is I used to teach people strategies. I used to work with people on their business. I work with a company or organization, and much like my peers who teach this to Fortune 100 companies, we spend 3 days teaching you how your mind works, teaching you an understanding state of mind. And only at the 2.5-day mark do we bring your biggest problems and challenges to the table to deal with. Because now you have fresh eyes. You have a higher state of mind to see solutions to your own problems. I don't solve my clients' problems. They solve their problems once their human operating system has a higher version than it's currently operating. Does that make sense? So,
well, can you tell a little bit about how you do that? I mean, what some of the vibes I'm getting, if you've ever read that Napoleon Hill book, everybody has, Think and Grow Rich. He doesn't tell you, he keeps alluding to a secret all through that book, but he never tells you what the secret is. I finally had to look it up on Wikipedia. The secret is that you can control your thoughts. But how? I mean, could you give us some insight?
Well, so that's kind of, I don't know if that's the quote or not, but I'm not interested in controlling thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in understanding the nature of thought. Okay? And the nature of thought, this is what I teach people, and what they start to see is the nature of thought is like clouds. It comes and it goes. And if human beings only learn one thing, if you left here today and you only learned one thing, to not be afraid of clouds, your life would be entirely different. Entirely different. But unfortunately, clouds are much like thought. Clouds of thought. They just come in. It keeps coming. And what happens is, instead of being entertained by the clouds and the rain, we're entertaining them. And we're entertaining them in getting involved with them and dropping us into a low mood, a low state of consciousness. Okay? And so, when we start to understand that every human being here, since the beginning of the time to end of time, all of us here, right here, this is what excites me, this is all I care about, is uniting us, to get us out of our cocoon, to unite us and find out what do every one of us have in common here. And we have 3 things in common as human beings. We're alive, we think, and we can be conscious of those 2 things. And the deeper we realize that, performance goes through the roof. Because human beings have within them a built-in design to self-correct. And self-correcting mechanism comes when we focus on what we share in common instead of looking at our differences. So, is everybody here alive?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we all do that. Now, the more respect we have for that principle, the fact that there's an energy, I don't care what you call it, that's up to you. I don't tell my clients what beer to drink, what philosophies to have, but what we want to do is we want to come in and understand that there is a constant underneath the human experience that when respected, when harnessed, when a healthy relationship with it, all boats rise with the tide. Everything improves. So, if human beings, like I said, understood the very fact that thoughts aren't anything to be afraid of, it's just like clouds passing through. And if we simply understood the sun is always out even if we don't see it, then that's really helpful for the human psyche. Okay? And so what happens is when the clouds come in, I stop Googling how to get out of this weird experience or crappy experience. I stop reacting to thought and I relax and I'm at best entertained by it, okay? And I know it will pass and I know the sun's on the other side. human beings relax and settle, okay, into that. And so the level of resilience goes up. The more game time and field time they have in the game of business, in the game of life, because they're not reacting to superstitious clouds. They're not reacting to the fear of this of thought. Okay? So again, if you leave here with one thing here today, and you start to explore your relationship with thought, and get a little bit of distance from it. Okay? Now see, remember I said people have been on to thought for a long time, but most people are on the path of what I call horizontal thought. How to think better, what to do with it, reframe it, process it, and analyze it. That's all horizontal. I have no interest in that whatsoever. And the game changers, I get my clients on the vertical. Okay? Because see, when I get involved in thought, it's all personal. If you get involved with thought, it's personal. And when people are stuck in a personal orientation, they suffer in life. My job is to give them a break from the personal, invite them to the impersonal, to get perspective, to see things clearly. And the clearer people can see, the better decisions they make, the better choices they make. Also, as they rise, they also have a deeper connection with themselves. They have a deeper connection with other people. There's less stuff in the way. Okay? Clouds go, then there's nothing in the way between them and another human being. People see opportunities everywhere when their state of mind goes up. When a person's state of mind, you couldn't see an opportunity if it bit you in the ass. Okay? So that's why I'm saying state of mind is the hidden variable to high performance. Okay? Because people in a low state of mind work way harder than they have to, hashing out